Hi guys! Jake and MJ back again for more live reactions to Power Rangers Beast Morphers. Alright, getting things going in the chat. Oh, you already threw off your sunglasses. I gotta do that too. Get out of here.
I thought it was the end of the...
Yeah, no, I was just adjusting the,
Whoop, mute.
I was just adjusting the size.
We don't need an echo, do we?
No, that'd be weird.
There we go, that's better.
We good? I don't know what just got knocked off there.
It was your mini claw.
Oh, that's not great. Alright.
Okay. Salutations, Nande.
Salutations. We haven't had Kay do one of those in a while.
No, not in a very long time.
What's up? Hey. Got people coming into the chat?
Did I turn
around
off the
time? I don't think so.
this.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I don't want it to come on while I'm wearing this jacket, do you?
That's fair.
Plus it'll make noise.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, review time. Scott, how you guys doing? And hi, Joseph. How are you? He commented last time that he missed the chat because he was too busy watching Power Reviews, which is the best reason. Good evening, Brian. I hope that everyone is hyped, not just for Beast Morphers today, but also for once again a return of Power Reviews coming out a week from Monday. Which
Give
is
Jake
so
some nice
exciting.
encouragement because we lost a filming session today.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. We were
He feels really bad. Make him feel better.
Well, we were trying to coordinate filming today because schedules are getting
Scott,
very
at the beginning
dicey.
of the episode.
Yes. Yeah, we'll be starting... Wait, what was that? Oh, yeah, where the episode itself starts. So no, we're not going from, say, the little credits where SpongeBob is playing. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So, and welcome to Chase and Dyrano, and everyone else in the chat right now. But I am still very excited for 87 to be coming out shortly. I was working on another effect sequence today. Things are looking really nice. There's just this little bundle of crazy little effect sequences that I have right towards the end of the episode that I'm just making sure is looking nice and polished as best I can. But yeah, I was hoping to get some filming done for 89 and 90 today, but unfortunately one of my actors was sick. So.
And he thought he could maybe make it. But
yeah,
the thing is we didn't want to infect the rest of
it was a whole thing.
The people. Especially the host.
I'm going to see when the next time we're able to film is. There's a possibility that I might not get a chance to film with that set of actors again until July, which may put off the release of 89 when I get to that one. 88, is looking promising. It's 89 and 90 that are going to be tough. I really want to try and get those both out before the end of the summer because those are both big episodes. And I'm hoping to be teaching again in the fall, so I want to get those two big episodes out this summer if I can. 89 and 90 are going to be
that would be
crazy.
Freaking awesome review time.
What was that?
Plus, that would mean Jake was actually on the show.
Oh yeah, if Phantom Ranger were to show up on the show again, that would make me very happy.
If Phantom Ranger were to show up on the show again, pull off his helmet and be you.
I've been wearing, at this point, I've been wearing that helmet for longer than most. I think I've had more episodes of me actually as the Phantom Ranger in Power Reviews morphed than there were actual morphed appearances of the Phantom Ranger in the show.
Yo, I've already got Olivia beat.
Oh yeah, I know, because you've been playing Kay for 86 episodes now, as opposed to 32.
But I am still trying to do my very best to honor her original performance.
Yes.
You know that Shout Factory's been subbing some of the Power Ranger Sentai's?
Oh yes, Jew Ranger through Gao Ranger. That I don't know if we're going to get around to any additional live reactions, just because
Yeah.
2 a week is already a fair bit, and I mean, yeah, it's only 1 a week during the hiatus, but we wouldn't be able to get through an entire Sentai series.
In fact, we're about to have a little bit of difficulty with that sort of thing. We should probably give them advanced warning of the schedule changes.
That is true. We are looking at some dicey schedule stuff coming up in the latter half of the month.
Okay, so, as you guys know, I work on the weekends.
Yep.
I usually get out at 3:30.
Yes.
However, one of the people in my department who also works the weekend, who works the same shift as I do, but instead of ending at 3:30, it ends at 8, has put in his 2 weeks. Congratulations to him. He's going to a much better job. Good for him, but that means that I have to stay till 8 now.
Yes. However, that won't be kicking in until episode 8 of Beast Morphers, which we are all kind of assuming will likely be the last one before the hiatus.
Yes.
So that's probably only going to apply to that episode.
That being said, the weekend directly before that, I'm LARPing.
You're going to be out of town for that
weekend. So we'll be doing one of those Sunday night ones.
So next week, episode 6 is looking fine. Episode 7 will probably be Sunday. And episode 8 will probably get delayed until 9 p.m. So we're kind of all over the place.
A little shaky there. But, you know, I'm not...
Hey, Mr. Hellman. Hey, Athena.
Hey. Like, I'm not mad at him at all.
Right.
Like, congratulations for him. Actually, I wouldn't say it's a much better job, but he got 9 to 5, which is what he's always wanted.
He got what he wanted.
9 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want to work the weekends. I like it, but...
Anyway. But yeah, we've been going on for a few minutes now, and we should probably dive on into this episode.
Yeah, we've got 11 people, so let's do it.
Yeah. All right.
We just like to stall so all y'all can get here.
Yeah, we always like to give you guys a little bit of time, give a little update on what's going on with us.
Thank you. It's actually Hello Inigo.
Yes.
You kill my father. Prepare to die.
But yes, I'm... Build up the hype for this next Power Reviews episode, because it's going to have all the feels for everyone, and it's going to be great. But for right now, it is time for episode 5 of Power Rangers Beast Morphers, taking care of business. Taking care of business. There it goes.
Aww. Favorite did a PR Fans Hall of Fame.
Diving right in.
For us.
Thank you.
Aww. Oh, down the
Looking for Sensi?
Car wash.
Looking at the car wash. Taking care of business, yeah. Working at the car
No more.
Now I'm just...
You're gonna get content ID.
Now I'm just mixing and matching those songs together.
Come see me when you're done here. Hey, don't do that. Dad, I don't know if I can take a job right now.
Is there something else keeping you busy?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
I'm a champion at the arcade. And there's a tournament for Backstreet Brawler 3 today.
Listen, I know washing cars is
Backstreet Brawler 3
but you
at
need
the
to start
arcade. He is a
somewhere.
true gamer.
He can't tell his dad he's a freaking Power Ranger. So now he's got to do a job during his Power Ranger time.
Yeah.
I won't let you down.
You know the solution for this, right? Would be for General Shaw to get him a cover job at...
Yeah.
You know...
But that being said, his dad doesn't want him anywhere near Grid Defense.
This miserable hole of a dimension is Morph-X. I need more.
I'm gonna work in the laundry department with
Yeah.
Security camera.
It's perfectly safe in the laundry department.
I have a plan.
So,
Aha!
To make a Robotron powerful enough to cut right into a tower and get you an ocean of Morph-X.
there we go.
How does that sound?
Much more effective.
Better work.
Or I'm gonna unmake you, because I made you in the
Guys,
first
what's so
place.
urgent? I told you I got this job.
General Burke, may I present the Rangers
Yeah,
and
General.
Nate, our head of technology.
It's time for Grid Battle Force to go on the offensive. Fortunately, someone here had a great idea. My 2 brilliant children.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad.
Oh,
Well, now we know how they stay employed.
that explains so much.
We present our amazing breakthrough, the Dogotronic.
What? It is literally a
Pieces left over after
doggo-tronic.
your battles and did a little reprogramming.
Also, it's literally a human being on all fours.
Well, it's a tronic. And
I know. The
Okay, that's kind of amazing, I'm not gonna lie.
Importantly,
No, bad. Bad dog. Bad Doggotronic.
Betty may be onto something, sir. After each attack, there are pieces of Evox's Gigadrums left behind. There may be technology we can use, like their Doggotronic.
All right. Ben and Betty really are onto something here.
Thank you for saving face for his kids, so that he
Also,
wishes.
West of the
what?
Use it.
So you are general in
Collect
a
whatever Gigadrome parts you can find.
private
First
or
thing tomorrow.
military organization
Yeah, it's
with,
clearly
a
a private military
bunch, with
organization,
a bunch
but
of medals.
yeah, that he probably
Gave
was.
himself.
Yeah. Either that or as he was coming up through the organization, he was given them by previous generals. I don't know,
You
man.
can't tell them that you're a ranger.
Nepotism everywhere, yep.
I'm on my lunch break. I gotta go and finish my shift. If I could have shifts all week.
Don't worry about tomorrow, okay? We'll take care of the Gigadrome wreckage.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, nice.
We'll take care of the Gigadrone wreckage. So it looks like right now, when they're not fighting, they're doing kind of B Squad work.
Yeah. Well, that's something that showed up at the beginning of the second episode of Robusters, I believe.
Thanks, Robbie.
Oh, wow. Whoa, that is original footage.
And that is a wonderful use of the bunny copter.
Yes.
Also, this is a really inefficient car wash. They have him already. They have him sponging a car that still had mud on it. The first thing you do is hit it with a
We've
hose.
located more Gigadrome debris. Sector Delta 5-5.
I don't know.
Go pick
Maybe
it up,
that's
Zoe.
just the color of the car. Maybe they got the mud paint job.
Either
Oh,
that or
look.
they're adoptees.
Oh look, that's the shovel drone
Just pays off.
pieces.
Jesse Torres was wondering if Ben and Betty are half
That is
Asian.
that was a very obvious looking green screen.
Looking good?
I mean, it's still better than my green screen. I really should.
How about I take you out to some lunch?
My green screen.
That'll be great.
You know what? I'll bet the Doggotronic guy was not embarrassed at all.
I've got an hour to my next meeting.
I'll tell you.
Study a few of my trade
I played Toto in The Wizard of Oz, and I didn't
Oh.
care.
Go on those dates with your mother. Hey!
Hose! Hose!
Aw, father-son bonding. That's nice. I approve of that. Oh! If they're gonna be using a chop saw grinder, it looks like.
Come and give me a hand.
Yep.
There we go.
Right, because he can cut right into the building.
Like he said. And if I'm right about which one this is gonna be,
Cutting edge plan.
cutting edge plan. There we go. Yeah, because in the original, that one was a pizza cutter.
Oh.
I think that
That's
this
as sharp as I'm hoping.
Slicertron!
Slicertron!
I think that this is a better idea for something for adaptation.
That's everything we could find.
Learn anything useful?
Not yet.
I wonder why we just had that little random CG hash. Hey, look whose head that
My lab was
was.
getting a bit full, so I had to move some of the equipment out here.
Someone who hasn't been introduced yet.
Blaze and a Robotron have been seen at a construction site in Sector Foxtrot 16.
Beatbuster?
I'll contact Devin.
Well,
But I
that
need to
was
know.
I would hope it's not Beatbuster. He was a person.
Alright.
That's your dad's employee.
So I guess the return does impact the characters this season. Red's dad's name is Blue Commander. Yellow's is the news lady, and Nate's
Oh, he
is
can't
Mystery
hear
Overseas.
because of the vacuum.
Uh-oh! Looks like we got company!
Whoosh. They have to drive
Just
themselves.
yellow and blue, huh? Aren't you a little understaffed today?
So
Ouch.
you can handle. Let's cut to it!
Whoosh.
Let's get down to business!
Taking care of business. Go, go, Power Rangers.
Go, go,
Go.
go,
Go.
go.
It's morphin' time. For justice we fight with Beast Morphin' might. Together we rise.
Go, 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 go,
Go Power Rangers, go Power Rangers, Power Rangers Beast Morphers. You do not have that one yet.
Yeah, I'm way off on that. It's not particularly a flowing song.
It's very technically.
Hey, Darren got back just in time for the theme.
Good. Yeah, I keep forgetting, we don't get the theme until the end of the first act, so it keeps taking me by surprise. We're like, oh, are we gonna cut to commercial? No, we're cutting to the theme song. 5 episodes now, and it still kind of feels like a new thing. But one nice thing actually about the new positioning of the theme is that during Ninja Steel, they kept trying to rush into the monster introduction, always in the cold open, but actually having the entire first act now for the opening credits means we actually have a little bit of an introduction to our situation without having to jump right into the monster.
Can you think of any other creature that has had because this is like the second one at least, because there was this one and there was March of the Penguins. Any other animal where they just made a movie that's titled after the animal and is nothing but nature footage of that animal and then released in theaters?
I mean, they do that occasionally for different animals, I believe, but I don't think any have gotten as much play as the penguins.
Penguins are very popular.
People love penguins.
My brother loves penguins. It's his favorite animal.
Everybody loves penguins. They're adorable.
I love penguins too, but they're not my favorite animal.
She's like a little
Like, he
sponge.
loves
She's just soaking
penguins.
up all of this information.
But
If you
yeah,
send him to a store, you show him a bunch of plushies, he wants a penguin every time.
that is fair. I do like that we are steadily building on things and foreshadowing things and continuing on plot points, and building these relationships.
That's like a parent's dream.
The father-son stuff right now is actually really solid.
It is the most wholesome thing I have seen this week.
Fair enough.
Hey!
What? It's
No, excuse me, this is the first time in a very long time I have seen a Lego Toys commercial in which they are actually having Lego playing with them, not just posing them, and included girls.
oh, fair enough.
There are girls playing with the Star Wars Legos, because usually you get the girls in the commercials for the Lego Friends,
Yeah.
where for some reason all they do is make the shopping centers and then sort of pose the pretty figures, where the boys are shown driving things around and shooting. And all kinds of actually the stuff's already built in the Friends commercials. They didn't even show the girls building.
Yeah, that's true.
But these kids, they were building and playing with them, and there were boys and girls. And I'm so pleased because it's not boys Legos and girls Legos. Sorry, it's everybody Legos and girls Legos.
I find it interesting that they're picking up all these pieces of Gigadrones, and I'm wondering what they might end up doing with them. I wonder if this is going to be how they build the next set of Zords, but at the same time, it's like they were able to build the first set of
Chase
Zords.
got the red, blue, yellow, Blaze, and Tronics figures, Cruise and Smash figures, the Beast X Megazord, and the Morpher toys because you were
and we
singing
are
got him to buy them.
Oh, wow. You want to dodge those.
Was that
Wait. Those saw blades, when flying...
like pizza cutters?
Well, one, they were flying right at them in CG. What, dude?
I have never really noticed the bunny rabbit roar.
How have you never noticed the bunny rabbit roar? It's done in every morph.
Because I must have been looking at other characters, like the blue one morph, the red one, because they tend to morph simultaneously.
True.
And red wasn't here today, so I happened to have more focus on yellow, and...
You need to move. Go, sir, go.
Gotta go, Sudsy. Sorry, it's an emergency.
Sudsy.
Us singing the theme maybe by doing? Okay.
I'll roll with that.
I thought
nice.
I thought it was going to be that episode where you, that mini-sode you did where you sang about all your boys.
Oh.
That's what I thought it was going to be.
I don't know how many people have still seen that because that's such an old video now. This is
It was a tune in modern
This is a
general.
nice original fight. We haven't really.
Uh-oh. That's plastic PVC. That is not scaff material. But
Why are you acting like that's so heavy?
even if it was an actual scaff, it wouldn't be that heavy.
Exactly. And Ravi has super strength. Like, I could move that. Like, easily.
Sorry, we use those kind of scaffolds in theater to hang lights. They're modular, they come
Blaze
apart, the
burning.
pieces are not that heavy.
That was a burn from Blaze. That was Blaze.
Ouch.
No, I was digging the choreography on that fight between Blaze and the Rangers there.
Yeah.
We haven't really
Where
been
were
leaning into it
you?
too much. Well, they
I
know where
almost
he was.
overheated. Blaze nearly had us.
Wait,
Ben, I
dude.
don't think this is gonna work.
Okay, your little fan is
Ranger, you have
adorable,
to quit that job.
and so are your carrots.
I've been nothing but a disappointment
Also-
to my dad until now.
Oh.
Ravi,
First time he's
how did you nearly overheat without using your super
I've never
strength?
seen him this way, and I don't want to lose that.
Oh, that is legit.
My dad's happy with me and I don't want to screw it up.
I'm sorry, guys, but the Gigadrone circuitry gets fried when they explode. These parts are useless.
Okay, thanks, man.
Oh, that's a shame.
Hey, boss.
Okay, the carrots
How many?
are adorable.
Yeah, I can stay late.
Oh.
I'm coming back now. I gotta go.
Guys, you can't even blame him. Parental approval is one hell of a drug.
Promise. Listen, kid. If you work here,
Oh,
you gotta
H
be
word.
here, or you're gone.
Heck, one heck. Sorry.
Need a hand? It's okay, guys. You don't have to help. I can handle it.
We don't want you to lose your job.
We're a team. We've got your back.
Will you come to work at the car wash too?
Great.
Get some overalls.
I feel like that same car has been behind him in Dirty the entire episode.
Entirely possible.
Please, Roxy.
Maybe it's just at the end of the line. I have to clean all the other cars first.
Scrazzle has saved the day again. Move.
Oh!
Ouch.
Watch it.
Well, would you look at that? The Riscoms are vulnerable.
Time to put my
She kind of looks like Chloe from Hunger Games.
Let's go.
I mean, she's not, but she's got that look.
They are dancing at the car wash.
Or fox face. No Chloe.
Fools.
Congrats.
Wow.
Now you have no communication. Now you'll be washing cars while they're destroying the city.
Let's go find a Morph-X tower.
Wow, they wrecked those communicators. And the phone. Oh! They were about to do a little, I've seen them do a little,
Oh,
I was going to ask you the same question.
little handshake thing
They
together
were
before.
Tron sliced into a Morph-X tower. Luckily, it was nearly empty, and they only got 300 tons.
What? 300 tons?
That's a lot.
We tried. Your communicators are offline.
Offline?
What? Look! We must have had visitors while we were working.
Probably shouldn't have taken those off.
why aren't they waterproof? Like, I understand why you put your phones to the side, but your Power Ranger... Hey,
One second, I
Frankie.
gotta tell my boss to
Your
leave.
Power Ranger communicator should probably be waterproof.
Sorry, boss, but
It's an emergency. Yeah, right. I don't care if you are the mayor's son. If you leave again, you're fired.
I'm sorry, but I gotta go.
Your father will hear about this.
Oof. Oof. That hurts.
The perfect tower for slicing is just round the corner.
But it's realistic.
I know, it's just so painful because his dad's gonna be so disappointed in him.
This is a realistic conflict that he's dealing with. Like,
I know, before I swore, I was saying that parental approval is really like a very, well, it's a heck of a drug. It's a major influencer of teenage behavior.
also, these are some great fights this episode. Like,
Yeah, I love the use of the stairs.
like we're using different locations. We're
Well, you know what? Dustin, the car wash guy, has no idea what's going on.
Oh, dear.
And it's perfectly fair from the car wash guy's point of view.
Trouble. Yeah, exactly. And is he gonna pick up? Is he gonna find out now in this episode? Oh no, little girl! Mayor, save the little girl!
Save the little girl there.
Or maybe Red Ranger who has super speed. Either one, someone should save the little girl. Not that I anticipate the little girl actually being in trouble because of his Power Rangers, but regardless.
Why are there wizards in the middle of the street? That's a very good question.
Huh.
That doesn't explain why they're in the middle of the street. Most people may have the sense to stay out of the middle of the street.
But wizards?
Look, even the naked cowboy knows not to stand in the middle of the street.
Does he though?
Let's meet them.
Yes, he does.
She left to be with her family
I
and
feel
friends
like
in this loving home.
he's always in the middle of Times Square. And I feel like that's the middle of the street.
No. He's on a pedestrian island.
Oh.
Between two crosswalks. Devin was dressed like Mario.
That is true.
He kind of was, wasn't he?
That is true.
Yabba Dabba Robot? Yabba Dabba Twirl? Oh good, it is about the Flintstones. I was going to say, they're stealing the Yabba Dabba from Flintstones.
Yeah, it's Pebbles, so.
Woe is right.
I feel like I have not been amazed by anything in quite some time to the same level as that kid was amazed by that Transformer.
Yeah.
Just having the little flip-out guns.
They're up to see the
Like,
third, the
his
wonderful Wizard of
mind
Oz.
exploded at the sight of that. That kid's going places. That is acting right there. I believe that kid was amazed by that Transformer story.
Don't eat that. I don't even know what that thing was.
And how it's mixed up.
There you go, lady. Upgrade.
You can make your
Yeah, I'm really.
I'm still amused by the fact that she's expected to drive that car with baby keys.
I don't know. I don't know.
The perfect fast firing tool.
Oh my goodness! That's awesome! It's a Nerf nail gun!
The zombie annihilating Nerf nail biter.
Oh.
That's hilarious.
See, okay, watch this. It's already built.
That is a little weird.
Whatever you feel like doing,
That is a weird thing. I
The
had.
toy is kind of just being there itself.
That's weird.
See, the
I never really noticed that before, but you're right.
Lego's Friends commercials don't show the kids really building or playing with the toys.
Well, yeah, that's a little strange. It's weird.
It's this whole there's a whole thing about passivity.
Yeah, yeah. I get it, and it's wrong, and it's weird that I just never noticed it before, and it's like, it's a little bizarre, because it's a commercial for Legos.
And you would expect Legos to have an interactive portion to the commercial, and that's why I was so happy to see girls in the Star Wars commercial actually playing with them.
That T-Rex has some great action, actually, with that little snapshot.
How do I want to help?
Oh.
How do I want to help? You heard the question. Nickelodeon heard your answer.
Man,
So for the next year, Nick helps, you help. We'll connect you with.
I like that we got some new
Let's take action.
locations for our fights this episode, and I like that we're leaning more into a little bit more dynamic fights. I feel like we haven't really been getting a lot of those in recent years.
They had kids vote on what kind of charity they wanted to help, and they wanted to help animals because of course kids want to help the cute animals. That's adorable.
Saw. Oh no, little girl! Someone save the little girl. Okay, Red Ranger saved her. She's got super speed. And what was that CG on that glass?
That window was terrible.
Good call, random mother. Oh, he's still getting approval from his dad without his dad realizing it's him.
Yes.
Oh, that's an interesting dynamic.
It's kind of like Miles Morales and his dad backwards.
A little bit.
Where his dad loves Miles and approves of him, but isn't too fond of his Spider-Man alter ego.
Yeah.
Here, it's like, I'm not too fond of you, the teenager, but I'm very fond of you, the superhero.
New Gamma model Gigatron has a trick up its sleeve.
Does he now tell girls he's a cat person?
That's cute. Alright, time for the Gamma Gigadrone.
Thank you, Jesse.
This is a fight that I remember from the from the Sentai, and this should be a good
Heckin'
fight.
impressive.
Alright, is that the end of the...
Or a Wes and Mr. Collins vibe.
Rangers.
Yeah, a little
Says
bit.
the chat.
Drone has just landed in the city. We've never seen this kind before.
I can handle it.
Well, we've only seen 3 before, so
And the race is
yeah.
on its way.
I'm on it, guys.
Yeah, race resort time.
Good luck, Devin.
Alright. Time to run into some Sentai. Yeah, there it goes. Choppy choppy.
Things attacking the tower. We gotta move quick. Wait.
Hey, Kelson.
In position. Racer sword. Battle mode.
And here's the second.
Ha ha ha.
I feel like the seasons have changed a little bit during the course of their fight. Seems a little...
Back up that tower.
Foliage doesn't seem to be as bright.
Watching Power Rangers Beast Morphers bumpers.
Ooh.
Oh no. Oh no.
Are you alright?
No!
I'm okay, but that new Gigadrone just crashed our systems. We
Oh,
can't stop
wow.
going for the tower.
I have not seen this episode in a while, this footage in a while, so it's kind of a refresher.
Cruz, we need to reboot before it cuts through the Morph-X. How long will it take? Too long, I'm afraid. We've taken on some damage.
Oh dear. Come on, you can do it. Oh no!
No! The Morph-X!
No! Oh, that's bad.
Smash, Jax, the Rangers are fighting, but we need to send in your Zords before the Gigadrone sucks that tower dry.
Pilot the Zords, but by ourselves?
Absolutely no problem.
Go, go, go!
Yes, ma'am.
You gotta move a little
How are we
fast.
doing, Cruz? I'm sorry. Still rebooting. But look who's here!
Don't worry, Dan.
We're here to help. Rapid blast.
I'm getting the
That
tingles.
shield.
It's deflecting our blast.
That was really encouraging and happy seeing them go, we're here!
Oof.
Ow!
Don't grab the blade. Wow, it is just right in the middle.
Devin! I don't think this sword can take much more. We're almost there. Not much longer now.
Yeah.
Let's boom to smithereens.
There we go.
Did you really just say no way?
Yep. Yep.
Well, it's about time.
Hi there, long time. Hey, Esmeralda!
Hey. Alright. Come on. Gotta
Bonjour!
beat that drone.
Our systems are in critical condition, but we're almost rebooted. And I have an idea. Nate, you there?
How can I help?
What was it you said before? A Gigadrone that explodes isn't useful to you, right?
Yeah, why?
That thing almost took out my systems. I have a hunch that if we take out its systems, then we can defeat the Gigadrone without an explosion. Here goes.
Oh, he's doing it on purpose.
100% rebooted. Divert all power to the sword. Got it. Now! Bullseye.
Oosh.
Giant stretcher drone, disable without an explosion.
chopper has power for something that size.
Yep.
That's what the hatch is for.
Yep.
The Gigadrone is safe landing. Moving out.
Phenomenal! It's almost entirely intact.
Wait, is our...
Oh, I can't wait to see
Is our
what
what?
data I'm gonna mine from this thing.
What's wrong?
I think the camera may have stopped.
You look like
That would be
every
bad.
goldfish just got fleshed.
I'm gonna check on that.
We can get rid of
Just give
all
me a
that
quick
useless
moment.
crap I collected earlier. It's not useless. Check out what we can do with this Gigadrone hand.
Oh!
Get your sister out of there!
You get your sister out of there!
You okay? Yeah. Daddy!
Hey, Dad, I heard you got caught up in one of the Ranger battles. Just wanted to make sure you're okay.
I'm in one piece. But I just had a call from Sudsy.
Oh, you did, huh?
Why so soon? How did you manage that? I'm sorry, Dad. Not as sorry as I am.
Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to fix this in post. I feel very bad about this.
We're recording again?
We are. I'm gonna have to do a thing.
Who's on TV?
We ran out of...
In the past, I've been a
Film,
strong
yeah.
critic of Grid Battle Force. But
We're gonna have to
now
splice
I've come
in
to
part of
apply
this?
the hell
Yes, that is what I'm going to do.
Rangers.
It is unfortunate, but I will do that.
And after seeing them today in action, I can say this. Even though your identities are secret, we couldn't be more proud of you.
Oh,
See that?
He is proud
Dad
of
is
you.
proud of you.
yeah.
Even if he's
doesn't
not
know it yet.
proud of you.
Someday he will.
Oh man, I approve of so much of what happened in this episode, apart from the camera running out of footage.
And that wasn't their fault, that was us.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have. I thought that I had... Oh, that's right, because you went to hit the button before I went up to it, and I hadn't... That's it.
Well, we were at like...
Well, yeah, I know, but when you went up, it broke my sequence in my head, because I was going to take care of it when I got up to go turn it on.
Oh. Yeah, well, we were at like 60 seconds of
We
live,
were-
so I had to do it.
But you couldn't have known.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe you could have, but...
No, because I was in the other room getting stuff.
Well, I
Like
mean,
the power
it's one of those things where if you knew what to look for while you were doing it, you would have realized what was going on.
Fair enough. But I just hit the button.
Okay, so I do apologize for... hopefully we didn't lose too much in that.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I feel bad I didn't really catch the comedy wrap up too much.
Sequence.
It was an off day. But I did rather like this episode, and I liked a lot of different elements. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm alright, I just burped.
Oh. Okay. I'm sorry. So they didn't wrap everything up at the end of this. And everything didn't work out at the end of this. And that's kind of great.
Yeah.
Like, this was something that they haven't done in a long time. Like, we've had cliffhangers, but we haven't had things go unresolved in this manner in a very long time, I think.
As Demona, how can they act secret if they have a giant robot destroy a monster every time? That's not what's the secret. The secret is who's in the suit.
Yeah.
That they exist, open knowledge.
Yeah.
Who's in the suit? Secret.
Because I was fully expecting, at the point where we are in the story, I was fully expecting the mayor was just going to figure it out, because that felt like that would have been the easy way to resolve things. And they didn't take the easy way. And that is great.
You know, Jesse, I'm thinking the only reason, and I don't think we are going to see Blaze and Roxy's parents, hopefully soon, because they are not really Blaze and Roxy.
That's
Real
true.
Blaze and Roxy are frozen.
I actually want to just take a quick look at a thing. Because I'm curious who, because I keep forgetting double check the credits because it's right at the end of things. I want to see who wrote this one. If it's the...
Did the room just get darker? No.
I mean, sometimes, depending upon how we move, that can affect
The camera might have done something, but the room is the
yeah,
same.
like the white balance and things like that. You alright?
Not really.
Not feeling well?
No. I think dinner's not sitting well with me.
Oh, that's okay. I want to see who wrote this one. If it was Becca and Alwyn in a third person, or... This was Becca and Alwyn on their own. So good on Becca and Alwyn. This is one of the best ones they've done, and this is the first one they've done on their own this season. What's that?
I'm not sure what you're trying to say, Ryan. I think you've mistyped something.
Did you know that Beast Morphers has set the record for the most episodes to introduce the Megazord?
Introduce!
There was an extra word tossed in there that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, okay, I was trying to figure out what that was a substitute for.
Yeah, no, that was just, I get it. It was, he accidentally wrote autocomplete the wrong word or something. It's okay. But they are taking their time on introducing the Megazord.
Yeah.
Which was the same thing in Go Busters, and they seem to be going along that same track. I like a number of things they did here. I like they took the... As far as making use of the Sentai footage and integrating it into the arc of the story, because there was the bit in the Sentai footage where the Cutter Zord was not fully destroyed and was salvaged. And there was also an earlier episode where the Blue and Yellow Zords were clearing out pieces of wreckage from the Shovel Zord fight. And I like they integrated those both into this episode to create an intentionality of them getting a hold of the Gigadrone. I'm sorry that's not sitting well with you. Do you need to get up and get more beverage or something, or?
Nope. At this point, first of all, I still have some.
Okay.
It's not helping.
Okay.
It's making things worse.
Sorry to hear that.
Because it's putting more stuff in my stomach.
Okay. That's fair. I will attempt to continue to focus on this.
Yes, please. Even if I have to fold.
Okay. But yeah, I thought that was very smart in terms of how they integrated that. I liked the fight scenes. They're having Blaze step up in a big way as a villain this week after previously having Roxy step up as villain last week. Because he's coming up with smarter plans. He's getting more engaged in the fights. And we had a number of good, solid fights here.
Yeah, the choreography was great. And I don't even understand fight choreography, but that bit on the stairs where they were going over and under, that really amused me. Jesse Torres says that Devin working at the car wash was better than the DreamWorks film Shark Tale. Most things were better than the DreamWorks film Shark Tale, so...
Fair enough.
Okay. Usually mayors have to be filled in about what's happening to approve it. Well, they are filled in that they are our Power Rangers, and they are obviously paying this company, but for some reason, the exact identity of, once again, who's in the suits, apparently still secret.
Yeah, I mean, this is a situation, a fictionalized universe where we have an organization like Grid Battle Force that doesn't necessarily have an analog in the same way that you would in the real world. I mean, there are levels of clearance. There are certain things that do or do not require political approval. And it looks like Grid Battle Force does not necessarily require the mayor's approval.
I mean, it seems that probably the mayor either approved or did not approve of hiring that company.
Well,
and then what's done subsequent. Or, it could have been a vote.
Actually, well,
It could have been a referendum.
here's a separate thing. Now that we know that there's General Burke, there's such a thing as a general in this command structure, maybe it is an actual government-sponsored organization just higher than city level, and he's just not at... Maybe it could be federal level of government, and he just does not have that level of clearance as a city mayor.
That's also entirely possible.
Just because you're the mayor of the city doesn't mean you know.
But I would be interested to know.
The inclusion of General Burke is a little bit interesting.
There's another possibility that I just realized.
Government contractors?
Government contractors.
That's what I'm thinking. Sort of private military contractor kind of thing.
Well, not just the private military contractor thing, but kind of like we have companies here. For example, our area is host to a government contractor that builds a particular piece of machinery for the Army.
Yeah.
Or no, the Navy. Anyways, the point is that the employees are all civilians.
Yeah.
They're not like a governmental fighting force. Most of them, they're pencil pushers.
Yeah.
But they still have people who they don't exactly work for the company, but the government sends people there to tell them what to do.
Right. And I feel like that might be the situation. And this could be an interesting... Not that I expect that they would ever actually explore it, but it would be great if they could actually explore the military-industrial complex in some way that is accessible for kids. But I feel like that's not going to happen on a Nickelodeon show. Just putting that out there.
Yes, exactly, Neostar. Government liaison, thank you.
I'll take that back.
Military liaison.
I don't see that happening in Power Rangers. I recognize that, the Avatar universe went pretty...
Oh, the Avatar universe went
pretty deep on a few things.
It went there, especially
not necessarily
in
the same way. Not necessarily in the same way, but yeah.
Don't spoil me on that, by the way. I've still only seen the first book of Korra, but even that was enough.
Get around to
for me to realize that was going hecka political.
Yeah. It goes in a lot of different directions across the course of it. It's not as a consistent arc as Last Airbender was, but it's still very good and delves into a lot of interesting
that whole
themes.
business with the non-benders and the benders and the politics around that.
And it goes in multiple different directions, looking at all different
But he's the mayor, in other words, head of the city. Yes, but even if you're the head of the city, if there's a government, if there is a federal government contractor operating in your city, you don't get to know what's going on.
Just because you're the mayor of the city doesn't mean that you have control over military contractors in your city.
Let's put it this way: has anyone here seen Stranger Things? I'm telling you, the mayor of Hawkins has no idea what's going on in that lab.
Exactly.
Just like we don't really know what's going on in the lab near here.
Yeah.
We could have the Demigorgon in there.
He is not, just because he's the mayor does not make him all-powerful.
You can be overruled. The mayor is the head of a city, but that means that he can be overruled by the head of the state and the head of the federal government.
Yep. And if we have a general, then he probably is going to outrank the mayor in this matter.
He probably is a government, as Neostar was saying, not a government liaison. Well, he said government, but he probably is a military liaison.
Yeah. Which
means they probably are, at the very least, a government contract agency. If they do not turn out to be an actual government agency, they still have shades more of contractor than...
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with government contractor.
Yeah.
But government contractor of not the city, but the national level. A level above that of the mayor. Which would also explain how they got there despite him really not liking them. They were pressed upon him by a higher level of government.
That old question, if I could rewrite Megaforce and Super Megaforce, what would I change about the two seasons? Here's the thing, that's a loaded question in a lot of ways, because there's the question of,
I don't think they have. Have they ever mentioned the U.S. president?
In passing, maybe. I would have to really think about it.
Not in any substantial way.
Not in any substantial way. But with regards to, I know a lot of people keep saying, oh, we should they should remake Megaforce, Super Megaforce, whatever. That's not a realistic thing to do. Nobody ever just remakes a season of a show. You may reboot a show.
Reboot a whole show, but you do not remake a season.
Yeah, that's not really a thing that people do, especially while the series is still going.
That's just not a thing that's going to happen. Oh, Mr. Allman. Sorry, I almost called him Dr. Allman.
Yeah.
Mr. Allman has another great example of a government contractor pressed upon a city.
Yeah.
Umbrella Corporation.
Yeah, and
Raccoon
Resident
City
Evil.
did not
that's
ask
true.
for that.
That is true. But yeah, when it comes to what you would change about a season, there are a couple different ways that you can address a question like that. It's what do you feel was flawed about this season that could have been corrected? How would you have done that same story? Or how would you have adapted that same Sentai? And those are three very different things. So
Justin Smith has pointed out that it did take until episode 5 for the fart humor to show up in the previous. However, this was episode 5 and there are still no farts.
This is true. This is true. And I did like how Ben and Betty did end up driving a chunk of the plot this week.
Their antics were not particularly useful to the people, but they inspired something that was very useful to the plot and the overall organization.
Yeah, and the fact that
they probably should not be allowed to play with the robots anymore, though.
That's true. The fact that their dad is a general, like, it explains a lot. It definitely explains the line that Commander Shaw had about they basically serve in whatever role I see fit, and some roles I don't see fit at all. Because
yes,
it's nepotism.
Now it explains why they would be in roles that even the commander doesn't want them in.
It's nepotism.
It's nepotism.
I mean, they're sweet kids, but it's nepotism.
Ben and Betty should be in the laundry department.
Yeah, they should. Wow, this show has a fair amount of nepotism. And it's actually deconstructing it a little bit, which is great.
I was going to say, to be perfectly fair, the mayor's son is not actually nepotism because his dad doesn't want him there.
True, but he did get a job by virtue of being the mayor's son.
And then promptly lost it.
He lost it.
That boss was not taking any of that nepotism.
Because that will only get you so far. And we are also
that will
seeing...
only get you so far at a company that is run by a person who's got a backbone.
Yeah, yeah.
Which Mr. Suds...
Yeah,
Mr. Scrubs?
Sudsy?
Sudsy.
Sudsy
Is a man
Mr. Sudsy. I think it's just Sudsy. But Sudsy is indeed
a man of integrity.
Not
and he expects integrity from his employees.
Not to be confused with Rusty,
who is not a man of integrity.
No. He was the true secret villain of Dino Supercharge.
I do kind of hope his dad eventually finds out, though.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
Because
I'm sure he will by the end.
Even though he's getting his approval sideways, it's still got to be really hard to live with him right now.
Yeah, and
he goes home to live with this man who is so disappointed with him, and he can't tell him that he's doing something awesome.
Well, here's the thing. We can follow up on this now because this did make a turning point for him because he said that he approves of Grid Battle Force now. Maybe his son can get the cover job at Grid Battle Force now. Like, I feel like that's the natural progression here. These first 5 episodes have been doing a good job of setting up and following through on character plot points. Now, as far as where those plot points go past these introductory episodes, we don't know yet. But from the first episode, we had established Zoe had ideas for Morph-X bikes. Ravi had the tragic relationship with Roxy. Devin's dad was pressuring him to get a job. And we have in quick succession, episodes 3, 4, and 5 have addressed all of those established little character arcs.
Now, here's a question.
Yes.
Are the Rangers still school age?
They're referred to as teenagers, but we don't
But I'm wondering
have
if
any
are they
further.
18, 19, recent high school graduate age, or
I'm assuming recent high school graduate age, which is one of the... This is one of the things I've always had an issue with Power Rangers. So many characters are referred to as teenagers, but they seem to be living adult lives, and therefore none of them ever seem to go to college. We've had, to my recollection,
I'm surprised the mayor didn't take Devin's video games away. He very well may have.
we've only had one
when he
ranger
gets home
established as being in college during the series. Ever.
Yeah, that was Shelby.
Oh wait, no, you're right. Shelby was the second. The first one was Alyssa in Wild Force.
But Shelby was going to college during Dragon's
She was doing summer classes, I believe, as they referred to them.
Yes, but she was getting university credit.
But it did look like that was college credit there. That is true. But it's just so weird that we almost never address college as a thing with characters that are regularly college age. And it confuses me that we never address that.
Well, in this particular climate, I'm not sure I would go into it right now. Because there is currently mass debate as to whether or not it pays to
go to
undergrad right now.
because of heavy student loans, etc.
Right.
But beyond that, it's a strange thing to never address at all.
I'm surprised they didn't address it back when many, many years ago, when it was considered a foregone conclusion that you go to college.
Right.
Now I understand because people are waffling. They're not sure whether it's the best thing to do every time.
Well, even if you're waffling, that's still addressing it.
That's still addressing it.
I'm saying they never address it.
Right, but what I'm saying is they might want to try and avoid something that is somewhat controversial. However, in the past, it wasn't even slightly controversial, so why didn't they talk about it?
Well, the thing is, they're presenting a different thing where it's... I feel like, on the one hand, you shouldn't necessarily normalize that you necessarily need to go to college after high school. But I also feel like not having that decision be addressed is also something that shouldn't be normalized either. I feel like it should be an active decision, not I
feel like in many ways that omitting it from a small children's show doesn't cause that much because they're not even thinking about that. They're thinking about how they're going to, enjoy the 8th grade, not...
I mean...
And when I say they're thinking about how they're going to enjoy the 8th grade, I mean because they're in 4th grade right now.
Fair enough.
They're not thinking about that.
It's...
Were you really thinking about college when you were in 4th grade?
Well, no, but all the characters were in high school then. Once the characters started being old... Once the characters were no longer in high school, I will admit, I was in middle school around that point, and I was starting to wonder, what do they do for after that? Do they do college or what?
By that point, you were supposed to be aging out.
I know. But regardless, you think of teenagers as being high school students, and when they're not high school students, they're like, wait, why aren't you in school? Because when you're a kid, what do? You go to school.
Right.
And if you think of teenagers as being people who go to school, a teenager who doesn't go to school is a weird thing to a kid.
Yes.
And they never address these teenagers that don't go to school.
Yes.
And so that is weird.
Never said it wasn't.
Okay. You seem to have been defending it pretty hard.
No, I was saying it makes sense in this season. And only this season.
Why this season specifically?
Because we are now in a time where that's a topic you would want to avoid.
Well, I mean, what about, I don't know, Dino Charge?
But we had it in Dino Charge.
We had one person.
That's still having it mentioned.
I'm just saying...
I mean, we disagree. It's a thing. We can do that.
It still feels weird. It always feels weird. It's never not felt weird, and I still feel like it's going to continue to feel weird as they do this in future seasons. It's something that's always kind of bothered me a little bit about, every season that was not set in high school.
Well, what about the seasons that were clearly set in the, adult world. Like, I mean, Lightspeed Rescue or Time Force.
Here's the thing. They don't say what their ages are, but it's heavily implied that they were all 18 in Lightspeed Rescue.
What about RPM? It's the apocalypse.
Okay, it's the apocalypse. That's acceptable. Or, you know...
TerraVenture.
Okay, you're part of a government. Come to think of it, what was Leo doing before he went on TerraVenture? I don't know. Like, so many of these Rangers just don't seem to do anything after high school, and it's really strange.
I mean, that's why I was saying the ones where they appear to be part of a, where the Power Rangers appear to be part of a, established organization,
right.
like Lightspeed Rescue or whatever. Clearly, these are people who grew up and they went directly from high school to jobs.
Yes,
and that happens.
My
question would be, what the heck was going on in Mystic Force?
Yes, exactly. They were all working at
the record shop.
At the record shop, and that was, or Ninja Storm, where they were all working, where two of them worked at the, well, I guess Blake and Hunter later, but
how about Samurai? You missed graduation.
Yeah, they just abandoned, like, they never address college outside of, like, very rare cases.
Billy never went to college?
Billy went to another planet.
Oh, that's right.
Like, I remember being so, one of the things that bothered me about Turbo, when you graduate from high school, you launch yourself off in space. That's what happens in Power Rangers in space. Presumably, they graduated off screen. We don't know. That's just apparently what happens.
Hey,
but
you know
I
what,
remember
Jesse? You're still working.
One of the big things that bothered me when I was 12 years old was, and it was one of the things that bothered me about Power Rangers Turbo, was I was really looking forward to seeing how these Rangers were going to handle themselves in college, because I didn't know what college was, I didn't know what it was going to be like, and that seemed like something new and interesting. And then we just got new high school students
That's
instead.
what this says. Please don't tell me we have another non-Caucasian Ranger with another dead mom. As far as I can tell, Rangers with dead moms come in many races. Dead moms are all over the place.
Well, it seems to be something more common.
Is it?
It's.
I haven't seen as many seasons as you, so you have a bigger pool to pull from.
Well, there have only been so many prominent dads, but right now we have Devin. We don't know what the deal is with his mom.
That's what they were asking about.
Brody. Brody's not white. We don't know what the deal was with his mom. We had
Preston.
We had Preston.
Preston's mom is dead.
Preston's mom was dead. We had well, I mean Levi and Brody. We had in Dino Charge, there was...
where was Shelby's mom?
We don't know what the deal was with Shelby's mom. We don't know what the deal was with Tyler's mom. We saw both their dads. RPM, we had Scott's dad, but not his mom.
Okay, but I'm going to presume that Tyler's mom was actually still around somewhere, because someone had to raise him after his dad.
Presumably, but we don't know. It was never addressed. A lot of things about these Rangers' lives just isn't addressed.
No, it isn't addressed. But no, you're right. It does seem to be a pattern with the non-Caucasian ones.
Then there were the Shibas who are you know clearly Japanese. I'm joking. They were clearly not Japanese.
Dustin's referring specifically to the Neo Saban era, which does include Samurai.
Yeah, that's why I was referencing Samurai just now. It was more prevalent in Dino Charge and Ninja Steel, because the Mega Force kids didn't have families.
Tyler could have been fostered
lives.
or adopted. Yes, he could have been.
Yeah, we don't know.
I just feel like that's something that they would have mentioned.
Like, remember...
Speaking of fostered or adopted, some people were pointing out that Ben and Betty's father is white.
True.
And asking, does that mean that they are biracial? Which means, yes, they might be biracial, but they could also be international adoptees, which happens an awful lot with people of Asian descent.
We don't know. We don't know what their deal is.
Especially people our age. I don't know that it happens that much anymore, but a lot of people our age were adopted from overseas.
Interesting. I did not realize that. Who else am I missing? I was about to say somebody else.
At least a lot of people I went to school with were.
Yeah.
They could be that's what Amerasian I would assume would be the biracial situation.
Like the fact that Ravi is a person of color with a mom is super rare.
Not only a mom, but a mom who is a member of the main cast.
Yeah.
Which is great. So we do have at least one
That's why
non-white
it's
mom.
one of the first. That's why it's kind of a big deal.
Yes. The dad looks close to being part Asian, though. He could be.
Maybe.
He could be. But then again, he could also not be, because people have said the same thing about me. And I'm not.
I've gotten the same thing too, although I, at least when you go back, I have Russian Jewish descent. And
Russian has Siberia, and Siberians are Asian.
Yeah.
Well, technically, Russia is Asian, but most of them are... They sort of migrated over there, but the people who lived there to start with were all Asian.
Well, yes.
Yes, Jesse.
Yeah. Alright, so I think we should probably be wrapping things up. We've been going on for about an hour.
Kyla Stoffer and her husband adopted a little boy named Huxley from China about a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's cute.
If that were the case, the mom sure has some amazing dominant Asian genes. Now, I want to tell you something about genetics, alright?
I'm gonna say 5 words. 5 words on genetics. Liambo plus Udana equals Nick. What? Sorry, that was 6
I was going to point out how there are so many people we are all dark-haired people on my mother's side of the family and my father's side, even though my mother's side are the white people, but there's a lot of Italian going on over there.
Yep.
My aunt very much looks like this, her husband is black, and their son is blonde. And that boy is definitely his father's son. So genetics...
They get weird.
They get weird. There does not necessarily have to be... it could just be that they won the tipping point lottery as far as whose genes they got where. Because obviously there were some recessive blonde genes in there.
Right.
He got an adorable little blonde fro. I say adorable, but he keeps growing. He's not even adorable. It's insulting to call him adorable at this point, isn't he? Because he's 14.
I don't know. I'm 33 and I'm adorable. I am adorable. I don't think anyone.
Operation Overdrive.
I don't think anyone can dispute that I am adorable. I'm just saying. All right.
My dad's side too, Jesse.
But yeah, I do want to wrap things up because we have been going for over an hour now.
I'm a little sick.
And I apologize again for those of you who are watching this
us here and got a weird splice.
I think that it will be okay. I will make it okay. I'll have to do a thing.
Rose says that she hopes she'll look as adorable as you when she's 33.
Aw, that's sweet.
Teenagers with attitude go into the military or trade school.
That is apparently how Power Rangers works.
Oh, sorry, Rosa. Am I saying it wrong? Is it Rose like R-O-Z-E or Rose? Rosie? Should I be pronouncing the E on the end?
We apologize for...
It is... Okay, I'm saying it right. Rose is a dude.
Okay, good to know. But I will say again...
May the power protect you too, Mr. Allman. Why would you want me to call him a doctor?
I don't know. You want to send him to college. But yeah, I do want to say I did really enjoy this episode, and I think this is probably our strongest outing out of Beast Morphers so far.
I'm enjoying Beast Morphers.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying Beast Morphers.
Much like with Dino Charge, I was a little bit hesitant to jump on the train until we got to Return of the Caveman, which was a really strong episode. Mm-hmm. We had solid. Okay, that's really strong. Here, this was, I think, that strong episode where I'm like, alright, I'm on board. We had a good, complex conflict that pushed the story forward and tied things together in some interesting ways.
Looks like Joseph Joe would like you to watch this video.
Oh, okay. I will attempt to do so. Catanzara? Catanzara? I don't know,
do we have the emphasis on the correct syllable? Blame the penguins of Madagascar for the penguin popularity.
Alright, so on that note, I
blame Happy Feet.
Make sure, again, to keep an eye open for our Ryu Soldier live reactions released on Wednesdays. And I am planning a special bonus video this month that may be coming out next week.
Yeah, we had company.
I had a special guest for a bonus video. I still need to put it together.
Live in our house.
But I think it's going to be a good conversation.
Yes.
So keep your eyes open for that, and then of course the new episode of Power Reviews coming April 15th. So until next time. What was that?
Katazarite.
Oh,
Katazarite.
Zariti? Oh, okay. Katanzariti.
Katanzariti.
Okay.
Alright.
So, alright, we got distracted
Yes,
from the
sorry.
sign-off. As I was saying, until next time, farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you. Taking care of car wash, working at the business.